Welcome to the wonderful world of Waikato Sheds. I'm here with Glenn. Great to see you.
Jace, morning, man.
Fantastic morning in the Waikato. We are talking about shed house design today and the flexibility of our designs. We've got a 295 square metre shed house just completed, code of compliance, ready to be handed over. So we will be telling you exactly what this costs. At the end, we can go through that. We're going to be breaking it down with the builders. Yep. But for now, you've been in the design and build and doing houses all over the Waikato for 20 years, Glenn. What do you do when you're going through and someone comes in and they want a shed house and they want to design it? What are the options they can do?
Well, sky's the limit, really, eh? But, it's asking the right questions, understanding what do they have in their lives, what do they do, what do they need the shed for, how many kids, there's just, have they built before, they've got to understand you've got to have a certain amount of flexibility. But really, it's just starting from the start, I guess, just understand exactly why they've come to us, what do they want, and then really go through spec by spec and detail on all the dimensions and heights of doors and everything. So basically, I've got to get to know the client.
Excellent.
And just ask a raft of questions. No questions are ever the same, I guess, but we dig deep and just get all that information so we can give them the best possible solution.
So outside here, we've got a 3 metre veranda, portico, flat ceiling. Some people go for the flat ceiling. Some people go for raking.
Yeah, they do.
Depends on the design style. I love them both. We've got corrugate cladding on the walls. We vary between corrugate or T-rib cladding. Slight cost differential. Often it just comes down to the style and the looks of it.
Yeah, we try to push the corrugate, because
I think the corrugate gives the strongest. I love the curves and the weaves of it. I think it looks great and it just stands the test of time. It's a classic. I'm biased.
Plus, you've got your natural profile. It gives its own cavity, so we don't need a cavity back.
I think also,
so that's something to talk about.
Yeah, it is. Iron sand, as I'm going to call it, on the colour. Great. You can already see there's a little bit of dust because it's rural. It just hides that. We can obviously do shiny black. We can do beautiful red. We've got a big slider in here. Great value for money. 2 metres of open space. Come on inside.
Big stacker. Beautiful.
A stacker. But it also, we can close it up and you've got the great view out there. Substantially more affordable than bifold doors.
Yeah, they are, absolutely. If you've got kids too, you just want to break a door open for ventilation.
Yeah.
They don't slam if it's a windy day. Bifolds and French doors can catch fingers.
Yeah.
It's just something to think about. Hey, can I just touch on this al fresco or this covered outdoor area? Jace did mention you can have raked or flat. It's always good to think about how much do you want out here, what size, because on drizzly days, wind blows rain under raked outdoor areas, and the sun can still get in and burn you, I suppose. With a flat feet, I guess you have a little bit more protection. If it is windy and rainy, it's just something to think about when you're talking raked or flat. But that's the sort of questions I'll talk about.
We love sheds. Everyone knows. I do love sheds, genuinely. But as we want to make sure you're going to get the best, is when we're dealing with shed houses, the housing side, we treat it exactly like the normal housing companies would, and we do it. Everything is up to the same spec. Yep. It's code of compliance. It's all designed to the building code, all the latest insulation requirements in here. Mm-hmm. Normally, we do this. This is 10 metres wide. Combined open plan kitchen and dining in here.
It's a good space.
It is a good space.
It's a great
Andy
space.
Pardon from Feature Builders done this, fitted it out, master builder. We've got soft close on these.
Double door fridge. Generous pantry size.
Yeah.
You got we flexibility again. This could have been a stone bench, but it's cost effective if you do a laminate or formica.
Yeah.
But functionality. You've got the place to put your legs under here. Good breakfast bar. It's a good size.
It is a good size. We've got room for a microwave, dishwasher, oven, range hood, all specced into it. This one's got the ability to have steps or a little deck. We could have done a covered area. It's all to go in and out of that. Laminate,
of course, laminate floor, or this is a laminate. I'm sure this is called a laminate floor.
What we recommend, and it's obviously doing, is we've got some standard designs that we've really thought long and hard about or worked with the clients and gone, hey, how do practical Kiwis generally live? And so we go hard wearing laminate flooring on the kitchens and the bathrooms and the hallways.
Yep.
And then we've got nice warm carpet.
Comfortable carpet. Yep.
On the living area and into the bedrooms.
That's a good call, Because like I'd ask questions. Who's in your family? What's the makeup? If they've got lots of dogs that run through the house, you'd do more laminate. It's not silly to do that, and probably even can the carpet over here.
Yeah, that's
so it's harder wearing. But then equally, if they're having carpet, little tricks. I'd beef up the underlay. Way more cost effective to beef up the underlay to 12 mil, and then keep the top to a cost effective carpet on top. And that's nice, comfortable living.
Yeah, that's
just lots of little things like that.
And so we've got this. I'm quite a fan of it. I've raised 3 children myself. Is I like to be able to have a hallway to shut it off. The kids when they're younger go to bed at night. You can still sit up. You can watch the rugby. You can watch the TV and that. So I'm a fan of that. Just traditional hallway. We come through, we've got a nice big bathroom in here. What sort of design options can you do in the bathroom? What do you normally see?
Yeah, mate. No, this is spacious. This is a good size. You got everything in this bathroom. This is an acrylic shower unit. We promote those. They are, again, cost effective, but you don't have to get into all the full-on waterproofing and fiberglassing like you do with tiles.
Yeah.
And that is quite costly. Councils want to see so much more detail, but that's fine. We'll do that if they want it. You've got a wall-hung vanity. That's great. That's awesome. If it could be a client with a wheelchair, it has to be wheelchair friendly. So I would have another vanity that's higher, but still definitely, and then you'd have to have a level entry tiled shower solution, but that's the sort of stuff, we'll find out.
If you wanted dual sinks, we could put in dual sinks. We can move it around. We're happy to do it. We can add more, add less. When we've headed down to the bedroom, so this is a classic 3-bedroom in here.
Yep. Yeah, this is the popular 3-beddy that we promote. It's you'll see it on the website as the Coromandel. Again, do you want sliding wardrobe doors? They could have been standard hinge doors, but sliding's good.
Sliding is great.
They don't open up and where you might have a kid's table or desk here. So that's very functionality. They're very good. So great size.
Great size.
A lot of traditional building companies you typically see plans at 3x3 bedrooms and they're just pokey. But look at this. This is 4 by 3.5, I think it is, isn't it? So
that's
good size.
Substantially more room in there. Double glazed, thermal windows. That moisture you can sort of see is on the outside. It was below freezing last night, so very fresh. So what it is, that's the condensation or the moisture collecting on the outside of the building, not on the inside. So don't worry about that.
Yep. Tinted, it could be tinted or it could be clear glass. That's all the sort of stuff that we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't have to be just the traditional 1,300 by 1,800 picture window. They can think outside the box. You might want some tall, full-height windows. But if there's a view and you want to maximise a beautiful view like we've got here in this setting, then, let's get nice big windows.
That's it. One of the things I think, and I've seen a lot inspected, and it's just design, we can do it, is people will try to put too many ranch sliders onto bedrooms. I think, hey, that'll be cool. Kids or people can go in and out. The issue you get with that is there's no wall space to actually put any sets of drawers or anything alongside with the cost and the sort of inert. So just that traditional window, you got a breather in there, you can keep it in. Everything's smoke alarmed.
Yeah, it's a good point. And often when you put lots of sliders in all the multiple rooms, they become redundant. There's always you find a common path through your main living ones, and you think the cost of putting big sophisticated joinery items in that are not used, you got to think that sort of stuff through.
And so we'll often think that with the client is to talk it through. And on our standard designs, we've allowed, will you be coming through the front in the portico, or will you be coming through the back in the shed, the garage? You've got entry into both of them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll wander through here.
After ourselves.
Thank you.
We've got a nice big...
Great storage cupboard. Nice and deep, eh?
That's room for all the sheets and that. We've got the master in here, so you got double in here. Look at it. Let's give an idea of the size of that.
It takes multiple Jasons.
That's it.
It's a good size. And you got to look at the walk-in wardrobe. Closet,
Yeah.
massive. I see they've put the cleverly thought out with a cavity slider. Again, maximise the space.
Yeah. So we work through, we get all of that. Hey, we could definitely do an ensuite if we wanted to. Obviously, we'll add a little bit, but we could go back to back with the bathroom with it. Is talk to us, hey, how do you want to live into the life? What's going to be special?
True. 2.4 ceiling height, because I can touch it.
Yeah.
But like you say, this is not limited to, say, a minor dwelling or 70 square metres, because this is a 3-beddy with all the space. So this could have had its own bathroom or ensuite. You could have put another bedroom in, because this is not limited to a restrictive, this is the principal dwelling, not a minor dwelling. So nice big 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom, and we'll see another toilet soon out in the garage, but this could have had an ensuite.
Absolutely. I think shed houses can be designed for everyone. So
Absolutely.
you're not limited to just choosing out of a catalogue or you're only allowed this. Is we've priced and we've designed specific designs so you can say, hey, this is where it's what you'll be looking at, but then we can pretty much design it as you please and choose.
Absolutely.
We definitely recommend the 2.4 on the ceiling height. We can go 2.7. We certainly stay away from the raking in that. If you want, you could rake it in the living and the dining area. Pretty common on our designs. I think actually standard generally on our designs.
Yeah,
but,
pretty much. Yep.
Flat ceilings in this area. Get the insulation in. Keep it easier to clean.
Easy to heat too.
Oh,
Keeps the heat.
here we go.
What have we got out here? Oh, dear.
KJ, step
Oh, look
aside.
out.
We've got
Oh, my
Bronick on
gosh.
the
What have we
lawn.
got here?
This is 120 square metres of garaging space, all New Zealand steel, Drydex cladding on the roof. That runs the whole way through. That's become really important for ventilation. Is with the amount of insulation and how well sealed New Zealand buildings are, it's had an issue with not enough actual ventilation in there. And so the fleece cladding on colour steel actually allows a little bit of an airflow into your ceiling cavities and that, which will actually keep the buildings ventilated.
And the moisture control as well. It'll absorb any moisture at the dew point in the air, but then just releases it out naturally as the day warms up. So that's a must in your sheds. You have no condensation dripping down on your valuable, vehicles or your rumpus rooms or your pool tables. That's a must.
And that's it. And this, if there was ever a day for condensation, it would be today. There's no condensation in this place. You've got the ventilation. You got Andy.
Andy, how's it going, man? All good?
Just talk us through. We've done VCE, Vision Complete Earthworks. They did the site works here. This is on the peat. It required 75 12-metre deep piles to go into that. That was $90,000. Roughly $390,000 was the concrete slab and the external shell, all completely done. So what were we looking at to do the internal fit out of a 3-bedroom house, 144 squares?
Yeah, so for 144 squares and the shed, we're looking at 175 grand as it stands right now. That includes the electrical in the garage, shed part, throughout the house. Obviously, we've got lights on the outside, all nice flashings, all the good plumbing fixtures are entry level, but good quality, things that are going to last the distance. It's good having aesthetically finishing nice, but you want a house that's going to last as well.
100%. And how long have you been building for?
So I've been building for 25 years, started in the commercial sector, but moved into the residential just for the fine art of it and the skill set, yeah.
Waikato born and bred?
Waikato born and bred, yeah.
That's it, master builders. So we're not, there's no fly-by-night. We're dealing with trusted professionals, people that are in your community. For this entire thing, we've broken it down. You're looking at about $660,000 with the level of site works to do this whole thing. 2,300 a square metre, code of compliance, complete. So I told you we'd get to the end and we'd talk about that pricing. When a client wants to discuss design, we've been discussing with Glenn how we can move bedrooms, bathrooms and do it all. They can have a choice of, I suppose, colours, floor finishings. What do you normally go through with a client when they're doing a shed house or they're speccing what they want in it?
Yeah, so it's quite a personal approach. So obviously a meeting and a meet up and kind of understanding where their preferences are and priorities and how they live and what they're trying to achieve, what their visions are, and then getting that together and kind of pointing people in the right directions. There's a lot of options out there, but it's narrowing them down and getting them to the right direction and focus point. Obviously from there we can kind of refine costs and options and aesthetics and functionality and bits and pieces.
Yeah, excellent. And I think that's it. It's getting the most value for the money. That's why we'll show you the plans, show you what it will cost initially, get something custom designed exactly for you and your site. Then we can know exactly what all of the external shell will cost. That'll also give Andy and know exactly what the measurements, what can fit in.
Yep.
For the kitchen, the bathroom, and be able to spec that all down so we know what the price of everything is going to be, and able to tell you before the project kicks off. Hey, if the council comes back at us with saying something might change there, or if there's a variation, go, hey, I want 27 PowerPoints in this room.
Yeah.
Might cost, but otherwise we can go, hey, this is what the price will be, and that's what the price will be.
Yeah, yeah. And this has been done like electrical. It's very, like, it's got a lot in it and stuff
Yep.
like that. So every time we price it as if we were living in it ourselves. We're not going to price one PowerPoint per room and one downlight and stitch you out when you get on site,
I think that's the thing is we're proud Kiwis. We're proud of what we do, and we want to deliver something that we'd be happy with, that we can be proud of, and we're going to be standing behind. So that's it. Get in touch with us. We'll be able to discuss what you're going to need on your site, what might be required with site works, concrete, wind zones, all these sort of things. We can put you in touch. We can work with Andy, what's going to be done on the inside of it. If you're around New Zealand in general, we've got Smith & Sons that have been doing all of builds, can do fit outs for us, but we do kit sets nationwide. So we work with great builders up and down the country. So you can speak to your local builder, say, hey, I want to build a beautiful shed house. We can help them with it. We can provide all the plans, the engineering, the kit set of all of the external shell for them, and then they can handle all of the internal fit outs with their local suppliers and their local people, even the joinery, so that we can combine and make sure that you can get a shed house of this quality anywhere in New Zealand. And we always just try to be fair. So like, we'll do our part, we'll do the shed part of it. VCE did the site works. Andy did all of the internal fit out. We don't need to go margin on margin on margin. We just want to have good people looking after you the whole way through. But we can also deal with it if you need brokers. We've got Ben the broker to help out with the finance, but we can work that in. If they need a big master build contract over it, we do those all the time. Andy's signed it off. So whatever your scenario, we're more than happy to be able to help it out and make sure you get a great shed done right.
Right.